What's cracking with y'all? It's your boy Prince the Hustle God, aka Wise the Warlock, and we reaching in our combat tool bag one more again. It is a cool black affair. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. LDBC only, LDBC or nothing, LDBC everywhere, and LDBC versus everybody. Um, Welcome to Boxing and Breakfast, aka Boxing with the Champ. Courtesy, uh, alias courtesy of the Queen, the Goddess, Tay Tay MMA. Um, please shop Usual Suspect 6, shop usualsuspect6.com. Please check out my other channel, Acting Right TV, HFO Church. Please support, uh, subscribe, um, love everything LDBC, Trilitary, TWT, my OG logo, Kano logo, the Usual Suspects, Usual Suspect 6, shop usualsuspect6.com, get you some combat tool bag gear, and get you some each individual Usual Suspect gear, and support my brother Black Sun, that's the 9-4 Sun God. Uh, welcome to Boxing and Breakfast, aka Breakfast with the Champ, episode 5. Um, this is a wonderful Women Wednesday. Today, we're a little bit earlier than usual, um, so we'll be out of here a little bit earlier than usual. That said, the first before we dive in with the women, uh, no pun intended, Iron Lion Row, Healer the Teacher, Focus Ball, LDBC's own, has a fight October 15th. That's this Saturday, guys, October 15th. Iron Lion Row will be competing in MMA. I know we're a hardcore boxing community, but it's combat nonetheless. It is battle, and that is our brother. Please support, please support, please support. That said, let's get into today's uh, agenda, if you will. So, first, we have the bigger picture of the thing is we have a double header, Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall, and as the main event, and I'm gonna say co-main because of the magnitude of this other fight, um, and that Clarissa Shields fight will be uh, defending her undisputed title titles, but uh, this other fight is Michaela Mayer versus Alicia Baumgartner. Now, at 120, at 130, this is the best fight across the board, and in a while. I mean, like as far as competitiveness, I do not see a one-sided fight. Two evenly yoked women, two evenly yoked warriors, uh, very stern, very rugged, very aggressive, stylistically, um, very strong, very technical athletes. Um, that said, let's get into it a little bit more. So, Michaela Mayer has the experience advantage. Michaela Mayer um, has the WBO and the IBF, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and she also has the um, height and reach advantage. I think she's a taller uh, fighter. She's very accurate. She's an extremely accurate fighter. Um, she's balanced. She's good on the. She has good feet. She's good on the outside and on the mid range, I'd say. Alicia Baumgartner has the um, power advantage. She has the WBC and the IBO. Um, this won't be for undisputed, if I'm not mistaken, because I think the WBA is still up in the air. Um, yeah, so but it will be for four belts. Uh, yeah, Baumgartner, she has the power advantage for sure. She's very slick herself. She has the head movement. I'd say defensively, she's more responsible, and I'd say she's balanced as well. She's good on the outside, and good on the inside as well. So you have one that's good on the outside and good at mid range, and then you have one that's good on the inside and one that's good on the outside. So this makes for a exciting matchup. I say a very intriguing matchup because when you look at the personalities of each, um, you have like a bull in Alicia Baumgartner, but if you look at the way she fights, she doesn't necessarily fight like a bull. She's a very intelligent boxer, and then in personality, you have uh, a, a feisty, a smartass, if you will, and Michaela Mayer, and she, but she doesn't necessarily always fight to her strengths and abilities, but because she'll get into a dogfight if she has to. So she's not shying away from any war, but she's an excellent boxer. Um, both women at 130 with so much to offer, so much momentum. I think this is uh, a pick 'em fight. It's very close. I can see this being a draw. I could see this being edged out. Um, to be honest, by a form of a knockout from either, or you could see a volume stoppage and TKO from Michaela Mayer if she has the upper hand. You could see a knockout or TKO from Alicia Baumgartner. Um, it's a very balanced fight here, but again, I'll be rocking out with Alicia Baumgartner to support. It's a cold black affair as always, but I got love for Michaela Mayer. She's the East Coast sister. I think she's just solid overall. Both women are solid overall, and I support and am excited about this bout. Um, Again, it's a part of the conflict of October 15th, but it will be supported. All of these fights, we will find a way to support all of these fights. Um, Up next, uh, we will be getting into the Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall, but again, I just can't articulate enough how excited I am for these two to match up, and for this all to be on one card. It states um, the magnitude of. It states how massive this is for women's boxing, and I think if we can sustain this, women's boxing will easily be able to stand on its own, and easily compete with men's boxing like effortlessly. But that said, we have Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. We have Clarissa Shields, two-time undisputed Skywalker. Good morning, brother. Welcome. Breakfast and boxing, aka boxing with the champ. Breakfast with the champ. Excuse me. Yeah. Top of the morning, brother, and have a great day, by the way. And thank you for your continuous support. Um, Yeah, so Clarissa Shields, we have a two-time uh, undisputed champion, um, also a unified champion. On top of that, uh, two-time gold medalist, um, Detroit's own. Michigan's own. Excuse me, Flint, Michigan's own. Um, uh, Clarissa T. Wex, the Quote Shields, for 30 years, getting ready to hang off. Oh wow, damn, you up early as hell, bro, man. Salute you, salute, and definitely I salute your grind. I definitely at some point want to interview you on my other platform, just just acknowledging your consistency and your creativity with your hustle. Um, but yeah, so we have Clarissa Shields, um, one of the most decorated fighters of our era, one of the most skilled fighters walking the planet right now, um, fighting Savannah Marshall, who does have and will do, brother, definitely will do. Savannah Marshall, who does have a victory over uh, Clarissa Shields in the amateurs. It's a lot of what she's built on, but and just going at stats here to give you guys a layout of the fight. Clarissa Shields, she's how would I describe her? She's a high IQ boxer. She has an inside game, an outside game, mid-range game. She has volume. She has an exquisite defense. She has great feet. She doesn't have the most pop in her punches, but she's a sharp and very accurate puncher. I think I'm not sure if I said that about Michaela Mayer, but she's an extremely accurate puncher as well. But for the attributes of Clarissa Shields, and then for Savannah Marshall, I say she has a strong setup jab. She has decent fundamentals. Very no, she has good fundamentals. Um, Decent defense and good, very good power. But she's affiliated with some very suspect people. She's affiliated with the Furies, so it's hard to trust people affiliated with those guys, as boxing hardcores know they have a very, very you can't even say shady, just an extremely, extremely dirty history. So it makes it an easy pick as far as who to root for or who to support, even though it's obvious when we think of like nationalistic stuff. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Goddess Tay Tay. Yes, this is Breakfast and Boxing, aka Breakfast with the Champ, uh, named courtesy of the Queen who just stepped in the building. Welcome to wonderful Women Wednesdays. I'm hoping that we can sustain the boxing uh, excitement with women's boxing standing on its own, so that this can be a consistent thing. Wonderful Women Wednesdays, but it it it's only appropriate leading up for this Saturday. Um, that said, yeah, getting back into the attributes, just laying it down. Savannah has solid uh, fundamentals, a decent defense, and some power, some pop. As far as this matchup goes, as long as Clarissa Shields isn't extremely hurt, I can see. Uh, we've seen Clarissa Shields knocked down with a flash knockdown by Hannah Gabriels, um, but recovered well and won decisively afterwards. I'm not sure I've seen Clarissa Shields hurt, so if she can't hurt Clarissa Shields, I don't truly seeing it being very competitive due to the IQ of Clarissa Shields. 1 second, guys. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the biggest fight in MMA so I can do it live. Oh, I'll be looking forward to that. As I do all your content, Queen. Um, uh, the all of the alerts are on, so anytime you do, I'm definitely going to be checking for it. But yes, October 15th is going to be crazy. Um, but how I see this matchup playing out is Clarissa Shields controlling the pace, um, uh, rarely getting hit. Um, and if she does exchange and engage, she'll be in my mind slipping and countering a lot. And if she sits in a pocket with her, she'll be catching and shooting a lot, but definitely winning on the return and winning the volume exchange. And also playing with angles. Her harmony and cohesion with David Jackson is like no other. So you gotta love what you see in the ring from her. She's one of uh, like she controls the landscape of women's boxing, and she's one of the quintessential masters of boxing. Like when you actually see her in the ring, though she's pressed for 2 minutes, if you slow down and see what she's doing, she is doing everything the guys are doing, just at a faster pace in a condensed amount of time. That's why I'm always thoroughly impressed every outing with Clarissa Shields. Um, but I see it being a very decisive win. I see because it's overseas, it's across the pond. Um, in the ring, I see a unanimous victory. Um, uh, on the judges' scorecards, it's possible that we get a split decision, but I do see it going her way either way. A lot of the LUBC are I mean, a lot of the LUBC brothers, the family, uh, the TWT family, where we worry about her going across the pond and dealing with uh, someone affiliated with the Fury camp, because of we know how dirty the Furies were in the Wilder saga and leading and Fury's entire career, and even Fury's father's career, and then leading outside of the ring, Fury's affiliations. So um, we worry for her well-being, not necessarily her performance, but just the cooking that we have. I mean that we have in boxing. There's always something cooking. Uh, but just as the queen, just as the goddess said, Queen Tay said, the TWT and LDBC, we're here. The Trilitary as well, we're here to support the quote, to support Devin Haney, to support a opulent LD. Salute, King, salute. Welcome to Breakfast and Boxing, aka Breakfast with the Champ. But yeah, to support Devin Haney, to support Wilder, to support uh, EJ, to support um, all those on code. Hence the code Black Affair. Um, that said, 1 second, guys. That said, win, lose or draw, we're here to support those guys, and um, I just we just want her to go over there, do her thing, and return unfazed and with no corruption involved if possible. Um, but that said, again, this card on this wonderful Women Wednesdays, this card that will be October 15th, um, along with Iron Lion Road, Healer the Teacher of our LDBC's own, the Focus Ball fights, Wilder fights, Devin fights. We got a bunch of fights that day, but today's topic and today's purpose is the ladies, and these ladies are gonna put on a hell of a show. It's gonna be a spectacular uh, a spectacular amount of estrogen over seas, and it's gonna be cracking for real. Um, I expect Clarissa Shields' best showing. I expect Alicia Baumgartner's best showing, win, lose, or draw. I do think we'll get the best performances out of those two. Um, if I didn't say already, it's obvious I'm rocking out with the Globe with T Rex. But and also just for future reference, guys, I do apologize for not being here every day. I want to give you guys a morning show every day, um, but you can count on me, at least in between fights, to at least give Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But I want to get on my discipline with delivering you guys a morning show every day, like my OG Black, you know, like like all of my OGs who show me their discipline via consistency. So I will try to guarantee Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Um, it's also why I haven't reached out to my co-hosts, and my and my guest hosts, because have a great day, Queen. Have a great day. It's also why I haven't reached out to my co-hosts and my guest hosts, because I want to be on my consistency before I start. I want to be very consistent and prove to myself I can deliver you guys something good regularly before I start asking that of anyone else. But back to the topic at hand. Oh, and there wasn't another sidebar. This is a replay friendly live. This is a replay friendly show, so I'll only be going an hour or over an hour max when I have my co-host or when I have my guest host. But other than that, it'll be 45 minutes or less, just for replay's sake. No one wants to, like, there's so many channels in the LDBC, so many channels in the TWT, and then so many channels affiliated with the Trilitary that there's no time to rewatch a 2 hour live. So if I'm doing it alone, I'll try to keep it 45 minutes or less. But yeah, this freaking card, man, is going to be something serious. I I what I want people to do, besides obviously support all of the fights as best you can, is hey, thank you, Opulent LD. I appreciate that, King. Yeah, it's just like you can't ask of others what you won't do yourself. You feel me? So, but yeah, like, um, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Give me 1 second. But yeah, I think yeah, what I want people to do besides support all of the fights if possible, but specifically in regards to this women's fight, um, don't look at it in comparison to the guys' fights, 2 minutes versus 3 minute, uh, 3 minutes. Agreed, King. Definitely agreed there. Don't look at it in comparison to the guys as 2 minutes versus 3 minutes. Don't look at it in Paris in comparison to the guys, um, stylistically, because they're not guys. Don't look at it in comparison to the guys, for blood, guts, and gore, or knockouts. I look at women's boxing similarly, uh, but I would say it's different. But I would say similarly, in the way that we look at women's basketball, or um, women's sports in general. When you see women's competition, you see a little more technique than you see in guys, because in guys you get a little more athleticism, a little more primitive or primal methodology, and then in women's you get a little more technique and but you still it's still athleticism, so you still get uh, that primal or grit that comes with it. But generally speaking, you get more technique in women's sports, just with the naked eye. So I would ask um, people who are viewing this to look a little closer with your boxing IQ and your boxing eyes, your teacher's hat on when watching boxing, women's boxing more specifically, because there's a lot of nuances that go unseen and unappreciated and entirely unnoticed because the time crunch and men, which I have a problem with, have a who have negative opinions on women fighting 2 minutes. It, it bothers me because A, they're not men, and then B, it's not like they're showcasing anything less. Um, and there has to be concessions made because it's a different. There's differences between men and women's sports, so they shouldn't be held to the same standard. So for what we do see, we get a lot. It's just it's like our eyes gloss over, and it's weird. Like we're in a time where we have shorter attention spans, so you would think that you would see a lot more that goes on in women's fights. But oh my goodness, my motherfucking OG up early in the morning. Black Fight Fan, K Ho, Trill Boxing Talk. Salute, King. Welcome to Boxing and Breakfast, breakfast, aka Breakfast with a Champ. Um, yes, this is a replay friendly live. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. When I'm doing it dolo, it's always under 45 minutes. Welcome, welcome. Have some battle with your breakfast, man. Yes. But yes, I just getting back to the point. But I apologize. A pioneer stepped in the room. Salute you and much love, OG. Um, but yes, our attention span shortened over time, but a lot is missed in less time when viewing these rounds in women's boxing. But if you actually watch Hannah Gabriel's versus Clarissa Shields, or Clarissa Shields versus I always forget the girl's name, who had the braids, who she destroyed, who was talking a lot of shit. But if you watch any of the oh, that Vitamix. He was going in about that Vitamix. Side note, he was going crazy. Don't speak on Vitamix unless you try Vitamix. but but no, but we have to practice sharpening our boxing eye, because though it's less 1 minute less per round, it's still the same that's going on, with a lot less lollygagging, a lot less um, what would you call that? Like bluffing. A lot less bluffing. There's a lot less time to bluff when you watch women's boxing for as opposed to guys. In women's boxing, you see setups, defense, counter, blitz. In guys, the setup is a little bit longer, and there's after the setup, counter, blitz, or mounting offense, you have the reset. But the reset is faster in women's boxing because there's no lollygagging or in no bluffing time. The reset is shorter in women's boxing. I hope I said that right. But the reset is longer in men's boxing, because there is time to bluff, feint, to lollygag, if you will. Uh, but but that said, we have to sharpen our boxing eye when viewing females boxing, because the nuances are there, the setups are there. There's just less bluffs. There are feints still. There is a reset. It just happens faster. So for those of us who do watch women's boxing, we're not casuals, because it's not blasted out to the masses. Those of us who watch women's boxing are hardcore boxing fans, so we have to watch with our with and applying our boxing IQ. Um, that said, I'm at 30 minutes. Y'all, MP, WTF, welcome to Breakfast and Boxing, aka Breakfast with the Champ. Um, have some breakfast. Have some battle with your breakfast. Thank you for stopping by. Smash the like button for me, family. Everybody, smash the like button if you could. I'm at 30 minutes now. I just want to thank everybody for stopping by. Again, when I'm by myself, try to keep it 45 minutes or less. When I'm with the family, co-host or a guest host, that's the only time I'll go an hour or an hour over. But feel free to always take it back to the top. It's a replay-friendly show, replay-friendly live. But in my closing words, October 15th is gonna re is gonna level the landscape of boxing, change the landscape of boxing. Um, if you think the LDBC, the Trilitary, TWT is talking right now or is being talked about right now, wait until after October 15th. Again, check out, support the homie Iron Line Road Healer, the teacher, Focus Ball, LDBC's own. He is fighting October 15th. We must do what we can to support, to patronize in the proper terminology, um, and love our brother in every way possible, to assure his success, and and then all of our other beloveds, if you will, that fight October 15th. Deontay Wilder, Clarissa Shields, Alicia Baumgartner, Gary Russell. That said, I love y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. Uh, Please support, subscribe, love everything LDBC, Trilitary, TWT, my OG Kanu Local Sports. Obviously, the person who inspired it all, my OG Black Fight fan. The Usual Suspects, shop usualsuspects6.com. Support all of the usual suspects. And my little brother Black Sun, the 9-4 Sun God, and my other two channels, HFO Church and Acting Right TV. Again, love y'all. Till next time, guys. Deuces.